watching Poland Daily Business Edition. Tonight our guest is Piotr Palutkiewicz of Agenda Poland. Sir, welcome to the show.
Hello.
And
welcome.
we will be talking about the upcoming election this year. In May 26, election to European Parliament, and subsequently 4 months later, October probably, the general election, which will set the political spectrum for another 4 years. And so every single issue is very hotly debated right now. And one of the most hotly debated issues is the social spending of the Law and Justice government. Some say this is unjustified giveaway of money. What do you say about that?
I can agree with those economists and those experts who criticizes those social expenditure in the election year. Unfortunately, I think there are, first of all, in 2018, when the budget for this year was closing, it was expected that the deficit will be 27 billions of zlotys. And in this spring, we figure out that there will be another 40 billions of zlotys of additional deficit due to those social expenditures. This is unjustified, and what's the most concerning is that unfortunately we are in the year with economic growth. The question is what will happen when the economic slowdown appear this year. The deficit probably may be more than 3% of GDP, which is most concerning.
Well, that 3% of GDP is pretty much standard for the European Union. Those concerns were being expressed in 2015 regarding the first 500-plus program that cost about 20 billion Polish zlotys. And we got the same concerns, which were a shred because the economy is going really strong.
Yeah, we've got very good economic indexes like GDP growth, more than 4%. And when I would be happy if that growth will remain the same in this year and the next year, and probably then the budget will cope with those deficit. However, the bad thing is that in those social expenditures is that they all were promised in the election year. So the next and the other parties will have to compete with with Law and Justice government only on the matter of social expenditure. So it's like the inflation of promises to the people, which may let the people and our country to expect more and more promises in the elections, and we should expect rather reasonable promises from the politicians.
Right. On the other hand, the current government said that it grew its income by a third due to the fiscalism or fiscal expansion, due to fighting the VAT frauds. Just to example, the 2015, the budget was about 280 billion Polish zlotys. Right now it's about 380, almost 400. So there is significantly more money to invest in social strata. And this is how they describe these expenditures, that we are not giving the money away. We are investing in schools, in children, in demography, which is failing in Poland since the 1990s.
Yeah, investing in schools, in high schools, in universities, in the medical care, that would be good to put all those additional money from the economic growth into some reasonable area of the economy. However, the Kaczynski's those five promises, electional promises, are not solving any economy problem. They are not changing the system. against them. They are just pointing the single social strata, the single problems, and they are just happen once. For example, the 13th pension for the retirement people. This is the only once. This will not go and happen in the next years.
Speeds up the development pace. Like, you have more money on the market, you have eventually more consumer spending. Some of this returns to the state budget as a VAT, but first of all, it gives jobs in the local rural area when those jobs were not available before.
Partly you are right. According to the data, it's 16% of those expenditures will come back to the budget from the taxes like VAT, and that's cool, which is in economy called Keynesianism. It's being criticized in the recent years, especially by the monetarist economists. So there is a discussion about those stimulation of GDP due to on the ground of fiscal expenditures. So we can debate that actually for a few hours or make the panel for a week, and in the end, I'm afraid that we will not get the straight answer.
Hold our position afterwards. It's very, 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 very likely to be that case. Another thing is. The Poland as a country has very low unemployment. We are supposed to, and the salaries are not growing according to the influx of the foreign capital to Poland and the jobs available, because we are importing the workers from outside. And this is also connected to this social expenditure, because people are not choosing the low-paid jobs anymore. They don't consider it attractive if they can have money from elsewhere.
Yeah, there is a lack of employees on our market. The companies are looking for some new staff, but they can't find it. The immigration is the new area from where we get immigrants from India, from the Far East, and there is a lack of. That may be the one of the most important issues in our economy. We can't increase productivity in the economy when we don't have staff. The production won't be increasing and will not be increasing, and this is what the majority of economists are afraid now. And another issue is what you said, is that we've got still too low salaries comparing to, for example, Germany and France or UK, and I think that will be and should be the issue of these elections and the another elections, and we should focus on how to make those salaries increase in the upcoming years.
My bet is that this election will be about cutting the government expenditures on the government and simplifying the bureaucratic structure and this kind of things, but we will see.
And for now we see that actually the campaign is not focusing on the economic issues, but also social things, or just...
Which is also understandable, because it's easy to sell to the people those things. And this is a watershed moment, because Poland didn't have or had very limited social spending until today. And right now we are maybe not on the level of the Western Europe, but close. And again, this is typical for Western Europe, that families are being financed by state.
But that would be good if we have the same level of development as the foreign Western economies. That I would be happy that we've got the big growth, we've got a big economy, so we can afford to finance the social programs.
Okay, thank you very much. Piotr Palutkiewicz of Agenda Poland was our guest tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And that was it for Poland Daily Business.